Okay, boys, welcome. So today I'm going to be breaking down how to recover after Q4 because I know this is one problem which most 10k plus dropshipping brands are facing right now, whether it's organic or paid ads. So for that reason, I thought about doing this, especially after many requests on Discord. And if you're not in the Discord community, join. It's in my bio. I am trying to create the most positive and educational Discord community for free in this space because I've tried to network throughout my journey 3 years ago. Nothing worked. So we're doing good progress so far. Anyways, the very first thing I want to talk about when it comes to recovering from Q4 is that you need to be non emotional about it and basing it off data always. So analyze your content and your activities. So what were you doing back in Q4, which has led you to get 1k plus days versus now? Because literally, I'm making this video to reply to one of the guys in my Discord who brought it up, and I know for a fact a lot of people are facing this. So no matter how much you're making, whether you made 1k, 10k, 20k, 100k in Q4, most likely like to an extent some percentage have gone down after Q4, and that's normal. But there's a few things which we need to do. Okay, so number one, analyze study what made you get these results. Was it your offers? Was it the amount of content you're pumping? So whether you're doing organic, was it the amount of content you're posting per day? Because I know for a fact winners were posting one time per hour, and they were posting this literally 5 to 10 times a day, let alone trial reels. So I could see this on their page, and I'm one of them. I was posting one time per hour as a normal post, and then the trial reels is another story because a general rule of thumb is you just post original content on your normal, reel grid, and then whatever is a repost or a split test of something that you've made in the past. So in other words, it's going to be repetitive to existing followers. You might as well just put it as a trial reel. Okay, so this strategy has led me to post like 5 to 10 minimum per day. And me looking back at Q4, that's when I was printing 1k plus days because I was doing that. So one post per hour is like the safe net. I've seen competitors and even other people in other niches who were posting literally like 10 per hour. But I think IG has done something against it recently because after 2026, I have tried to do the strategy where you would repost or just change like a few things like the text, the audio, or even the hook. I tried that. Now, okay, don't get me wrong. You can do these changes, so keep the entire video the same, just change a few things here and there, and then repost it as a trial reel. Most likely you will not get shadow banned, but I've had at least 3 or 4 posts as trial reels, which I reposted. So I would just change the text. I would keep the same clips, everything. I just change the text, and yeah, maybe mirror a few clips. I tried that as a trial. It got shadow banned. So I don't know if this is something which you guys are experiencing as well, but now it may require more split testing than before. But yeah, split test, keep it as a trial reel, and then original, keep it as, a normal post, normal reel. So you want to get these 5 to 10 per day. 5 to 10 posts per day. And honestly, just test. So you could literally try to post at the same time. Maybe post now a normal reel and then wait like 10 minutes, post a trial reel. See what will it affect your views? Because what often happens is, even if it lowers your views at the start, eventually it will catch up. So the bottom line is, it doesn't really matter when you post. Like you could literally just spam, post 5 to 10 times in a matter of an hour, and it may take a while for them to catch up, but eventually they will grow. And that's one thing which I'm basing off what I've seen, what I've witnessed over the past 6 months. I've seen people do this. Personally, I've not tried it. I don't like to, post 10 times in 5 minutes. Instead, I would rather just post every 10 minutes or like one post per 10 minutes. So in an hour, I would get 6 posts in. That's more acceptable than just posting like 10 times in a minute. So test around, see what works. But if you want something that's, safer, go for one post per hour. And then you could do this like literally up to 10 times a day or even more. So this applies obviously to Facebook. Yeah, try at the start 5. If you feel like you still need more sessions or like you need more momentum, then go for 10 and then keep on going more, okay? So that's number 1, to battle the analysis of whether now you're putting less work than back then. Because oftentimes you're gonna reflect to your good days and you're gonna notice that when you were winning, when you were printing, naturally the mind will make you, like your mind will make you work harder. So whenever you start seeing something pay off, you just wanna double down on what worked. And that's the trick. You need to adopt this mindset even when you're not seeing the results. So even now, although people are not, you need to understand, people are not as likely to purchase now as back then because of simple psychological concepts. So back then, everyone was looking to purchase online because it's like the holiday season, everyone's on vacation. It's like the biggest time of the year in terms of offers. They're trying to buy gifts and so on. So it was normal for people to purchase. But nowadays, it's a bit different. So you need to adapt and take it rationally rather than emotionally. Okay? So you might want to change your formats for something that will work better. So analyze your formats. What have you posted back then? And if you were to post the same format, but then, without the Christmas part, for example, will it still perform? If not, then you will have to try different formats. So do more market research. Okay? So right now, in my opinion, the best 2 things you could do is analyze what made you print in Q4 or like hit your new person best, and then try to adapt or like adopt the same mindset that you had back then. So whether you were posting 5 to 10 times a day, do it now. Okay? That's most likely going to get you more sessions, aka more sales. And then the second thing is, honestly, you need more market research. Right now it's very early into 2026, so often, like, I will bet that most people, this is my opinion, okay, most people who are seeing a dip, they're either posting the wrong formats or they're just putting in less work than back then. Mainly these 2. So either the wrong format, the wrong trend, the wrong maybe video idea. Like maybe you're still you're still using the same concepts that you were using back then because you thought, okay, it printed back then it will print now. But no, I would argue you're better off, taking that as just a foundation. So let's say you had Christmas sound in your previous videos, and then you had Christmas format like text. So top 3 gifts for Christmas, for example, is a very famous one which people use. So these 2, you need to change them, okay? So try to keep the same idea of what worked in the past, but then change the Christmas part about it. So change the audio, and then change the text. And then post it again. See what happens. If it's gonna perform well in terms of, CVR, then you found yourself a new winning format. Otherwise, you need to do more research, see what are the new trends, and honestly, this is probably better than that one, because what worked in the past is probably just going to work like during that time. So for example, the example I gave you, top 3 gifts, is the type of format which just prints during Christmas time. But nowadays, there's new trends. So look for niche specific audios, and then same thing but for the concepts. So how is the video structured? Okay. Same thing could go with the text, and even with the hook. So hook is different from the video because the hook could even be like an AI hook. Okay, and this can apply to different niches, so or even stitches. So yeah, you need to like do your research, see what's working the most right now, and then adapt. Okay, so these are the first two things which I would do right now if I was experiencing a very big dip from Q4, and everyone is experiencing some sort of dip. Okay, it's just a matter of who's experiencing the most amount of dip, if that makes sense. So you want to try to keep it as consistent to Q4 as possible. That's the goal right now. So these are the first two. Next thing is you really need to double down on everything. So you need to double down on, for example, new variants, more samples, more props, better background. What else? Maybe more accounts. So maybe a second phone or something. These are some things which you could do, which in one way or another will lead to the same thing, which is more sessions or CVR, higher CVR. Maybe sessions is not the right way to say it, just higher CVR or sales. Okay, so we just need more revenue, more sales, and these are what are gonna lead to this. Okay, let's see. So accounts, different background, props, samples, variants. So in other words, variants custom, maybe custom product, something that's for you as a brand. Yeah, maybe partners, so affiliates and so on. Yeah, so these are some of the things which you should do if you're trying to like scale. Yeah, so first one is analyze, research, and then double down on what worked. These are my top three, honestly, like top three things which I would do. Next thing is I'm gonna add it to what I am doing personally, because obviously everyone is facing this sort of dip right now. So this is how I am facing it, okay? So the first thing is I am scaling to, well, the better word to scaling, because I'm actually scaling, but also I'm actually expanding, okay? And I want to highlight the word expanding because this is the most important thing which I'm trying to do right now. And hopefully this will enlighten you to find your next move, okay? So my current plan is I'm scaling what works. So you need to remember, what worked in the past will always perform. Like, there's no reason for it not to perform again, okay? So don't just dump your old account or your old product just based off being emotional and, you know, getting less sales back then. So keep it, but then scale it, okay? So now you want to make sure that it's as consistent as possible, okay? And as automated as possible. So that's number one. And this applies to anyone who's making more than 10K plus a month, okay? You want to make it as consistent and automated as possible. That's one. Two, you want to make sure that the quality is the highest in between you and your competitors. So the standard, because oftentimes, guys, it's very clear why you're getting less sales. If you were to show me, for example, your account versus your competitors, I'll just watch one video from yours versus your competitors, and whoever has more posts per day and high quality will often make more sales. It's as simple as that. So make sure that you have quality, standard of posts. So this applies to the amount of posts per day, but also the quality of the, the post itself. So quality plus quantity. All right, so now that I've broken down the scaling part, the next thing is the expansion part, because this is, in my opinion, the most exciting and highest ROI change which I'm about to do. Because obviously, ever growing, your first winner is always going to be good. But then the biggest change, in my opinion, is the compounding effect. So growing more brands. So the first one, as long as you can, set some time apart from it. So automating it and then trying to work on a new brand, that's what is gonna make you jump from 10k, 20k a month to 50k plus a month, in my opinion. So expansion is what I'm doing. This is my plan for now, and I've actually spent a very good amount of time. I've had two products, and they're both custom. The first one took me a very long time, but then the problem was that it is very reliant on my supplier. For that reason, I was like, you know what? I'll keep this for later. Let me work on this one because this I have more experience with, and yeah, I'm not gonna tell you guys too much unless you're in my affiliate team where you would know everything, but I have more experience in it because it's similar to my first winner. So this one I've been working on for probably around a month now, and soon I'm gonna start sending samples. Okay, once I do, it's gonna hit a new angle. So what I'm trying to say is the new winner is an extension of the old winner, but then it's a different angle. And this is the most important piece of advice I'm trying to give you guys. Always try to base off your products off of winners, whether it's your winner or other people's winners, but then try to find an untapped angle which you could hit. So this is very important, and a lot of people would think, oh, you need to put a lot of capital up front. Guys, the best way to dropship is to not put anything up front. You could literally get samples, market them, and then, you know, once you go viral, that's when you pay. So that's the best way to start any brand, in my opinion. That's dropshipping. So that's the expansion part. So obviously it's a new angle. It's following a proven concept, and yeah, that's pretty much it for today. So hopefully this gives you some more information, teaches you how to deal with the emotional state, because this is the truth. Like, people always put their focus on how to grow to 10, 20, 50, 100k a month, but then nobody talks about how to deal with the dip, right? And this is what I am talking about today, because you may not know it, but maybe it's just gonna go back up like that, you know? That's how it is. That's how, like, it's a seasonal thing. But then it's really about how you market the product. So perhaps you would argue that during this dip right here, you should change the marketing angle, find a different variant of your product which will resonate with a different audience. In other words, you just need to do some change. With no change, there's no better outcome. So if things are not going well right now, by, you know, doing the same things you were doing in Q4, then most likely you need to do some change, which is either doubling down on proven concepts, okay, and then seeing, will it increase your CVR, your sessions, everything? If yes, then you found yourself what will get you more sales. Just putting in more videos, high quality videos, and so on. If not, do product research, market research, find new trends, new concepts. If that also doesn't work, then you probably need like a different variant or product, so that you could either introduce it to the current brand or create a different brand, and that way you could create this compounding effect of multiple brands getting you sales at the same time. So yeah, hopefully this helps, guys, and if it did, join my Discord and subscribe. These are the only things I would like to ask from you guys. And yeah, if you'd like to also work on my branded product, which I mentioned briefly here with the expansion, then also let me know on Discord, because we are accepting, I wouldn't say beginners, more like intermediate to advanced, and you'll get obviously cut, you get mentorship for free, and so on. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.